Okay, so this is my 2000 Jeep Cherokee. The other day, I had 6 new fuel injectors that I've had sitting in a box for a while. Well, this is what a 2000, so it's 23-year-old vehicle, almost 24. Um, so this really backfired on me. So I put the injectors in. I could see some fraying up at top, at the very top of the pigtails, right there. I should have stopped right there and wired in new pigtails, but I didn't think it was going to be that big of a deal. So anyhow, I put the new fuel injectors in, and it ran freaking worse than it did with the old injectors in it. And I do this shit for a living, people. Been doing it over 40 years. So I started diagnosing it, and I lost my injector pulse on number 2 and number 4. On further diagnosis, started tearing into the wiring and started finding wires all through here that were melted into each other. And what it did was it went back and fried my ECM, which took apart, actually found the injector drive and exactly the spot where it fried, which is there's the 2 drivers and working on driver number 3. Found a new PCM. It's on the way, but you want to talk about turning into a freaking nightmare. So I've got about 25 feet of rewiring I need to do on this thing. I mean, it melted just from having the bad pigtails. And apparently when I plugged them back in, I arced number 2 and 4 together, basically shorted it out. Instead of popping a fuse or a diode, it went straight to the computer and fried that, as you saw. So this is what I'm dealing with. And it melted wires all the way back to the pigtails that go to my TPS, the idle air control valve, my intake air sensor, my MAP sensor, or mass airflow sensor on this. My temp sensor pretty much roasted everything. But what's good is it stopped here, back there, right, ahead of the firewall. It didn't roast the entire engine harness, which is great on my end. So everything from about right here back is fried. All because of faulty pigtail connectors and my dumb ass not replacing them. People, I'm going to tell you right now, if you've got a 4.0 Jeep Cherokee, or any car for that matter, if you see any signs of any fraying in these connectors, don't just try and tape them up like I did to avoid them touching. Just go ahead and order yourself some pigtail connectors. They're not expensive, maybe 25 bucks, and you're going to save yourself a shit ton of time repairing about 25-30 feet of wiring. And this gets confusing, people. I mean, I've been doing this shit for a long time, and I thank God that I'm good at electrical. Good at electrical, but stupid on my behalf on trying to shortcut this injector job. It basically opened a can of worms. The thing was running fine before, but these injectors are 23 years old. I figured I have a new box of them. I might as well put the 4 hole in there and make it run a little bit better, and it ended up opening a can of worms. So if you're doing fuel injectors on your Jeep, check those pigtails. I have one that actually, only one that looks good. And if they look like this, you're good. You're golden. If they look like, let me find a bad one. If they look like this, you can see where they're starting to fray. Replace them. Save yourself a lot of problems. I'm lucky I can fix my own shit. But there's some people out there that if this happens to, they're not gonna be able to fix it. You're gonna end up taking this thing and to a shop, and they're gonna break it off in your ass for a new engine harness. It's not gonna be cheap. Diagnosis and replacing the harness is not gonna be cheap. So, but man, just replace those pigtails. Don't open a can of worms like I did. I will come back when this thing's all finished and rewired. Waiting for my connectors now. I'm waiting for my computer. Obviously, I'm not even going to think about plugging that computer in or the battery until everything is done and gone over with a fine-tooth comb. So anyhow, folks, you all have a good day.